The only thing that's unique about the people who stand up and move forward is that they stand up and move forward. Charlie Gilkey. How many brilliant ideas are currently gathering dust on the shelves of your mind? Labels someday? How many meaningful projects have you started with enthusiasm, only to see them stall out, lost in the shuffle of daily urgencies and an overwhelming sense of too much to do? If this sounds familiar, you are not alone, and more importantly, you're in the right place. Welcome. Today we're diving deep into Start Finishing, How to Go From Idea to Done by the insightful Charlie Gilkey. This isn't just another productivity book. It's a practical, compassionate, and transformative guide designed to help you identify, prioritize, plan, and actually complete the work that truly matters to you. In a world overflowing with distractions and busy work, Gilkey offers a clear path to cut through the noise and make real progress on your most significant goals. Charlie Gilkey, the founder of Productive Flourishing, is a renowned author, speaker, and business strategist celebrated for his focus on helping creative individuals and teams turn their ideas into reality. With a rich background in project management and entrepreneurship, he brings a wealth of experience and research into Start Finishing, distilling his expertise into actionable strategies that empower people to overcome procrastination and achieve meaningful results. Think of him as your expert guide to navigating the often choppy waters between a brilliant idea and a successfully completed project. This book provides proven methods to help you achieve self-mastery, collaborate effectively, and conquer common hurdles that derail even the best intentions. It's about aligning your daily actions with your highest priorities to gain not just clarity, but the unstoppable momentum needed to finish strong. So, what will you gain from our journey through Start Finishing today? We're going to explore why so many of our best ideas get stuck in someday, land, and how to finally break them free. The critical first step, identifying what your best work truly is and why it's essential for a thriving life. Charlie Gilkey's practical methods for transforming those meaningful ideas into concrete, actionable projects with clear goals. Strategies to make the necessary time and space in your already packed schedule, and how to build a powerful support system. Techniques to navigate and overcome the inevitable obstacles, both internal, like fear and self-doubt, and external, like distractions and competing priorities. How to build and maintain daily momentum, turning small, consistent actions into significant progress. And finally, the art of finishing strong, celebrating your achievements, learning from the process, and smoothly transitioning to your next great endeavor. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with a powerful framework and practical tools to stop just starting and truly start finishing the projects that can change your work, your life, and maybe even the world around you. Ready to turn that someday into done? Let's begin. The work of today is the history of tomorrow, and we are its makers. We all know the feeling. That important project, that creative endeavor, that personal goal. It's always there, lingering in the back of our minds, under the ever-growing pile of someday. Charlie Gilkey kicks off Start Finishing by addressing this universal human challenge, the gap between our intentions and our actions, especially when it comes to the work that matters most. He emphasizes the profound importance of taking action now instead of waiting for an elusive, ideal moment that may never arrive. How many of us look back and realize we've been focusing on less significant tasks, while our truly important projects remain unfinished? Gilkey introduces the concept of our best work. This isn't just about your job title or professional obligations. Your best work is the meaningful, often sacred, work that aligns deeply with your personal values, utilizes your unique talents, and contributes not only to your own growth and fulfillment, but also serves others. It's the work only you can do, stemming from your unique experiences and perspectives. And here's the catch. This deeply important work, the work that helps us thrive, is often the first thing to get pushed aside by the endless stream of other stuff, the daily grind, urgent but unimportant tasks, and the myriad distractions of modern life. So why does this happen? Why do we defer our most significant contributions? Gilkey explains this disconnect through a powerful metaphor, the air sandwich. Imagine your vision, your aspirations, your best work as the top slice of bread. Your day-to-day reality, with all its demands and routines, is the bottom slice. The air in between is filled with 5 common challenges that prevent these 2 slices from meeting. Competing priorities. We're constantly pulled in multiple directions by various goals and responsibilities. Head trash. These are the self-limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, and internal narratives that sabotage our efforts and tell us we're not good enough or capable enough. No realistic plan. We might have big dreams, but without a feasible, actionable plan, they remain wishes, leading to confusion. Too few resources, or the belief in it, the perception that we lack the necessary time, money, energy, or support often stops us before we even start. Poor team alignment. If we're working with others, even informally, like family support, a lack of communication and alignment can lead to unmet needs and stalled progress. These challenges often coexist and feed into each other, creating a cycle of frustration and inaction. The core message here is that acknowledging this air sandwich and the forces that create it is the first crucial step toward finally doing the work that truly lights you up. It's about recognizing that someday needs to become today if you want to make a meaningful impact and live a fulfilling life. The book encourages us to see our lives as a series of manageable projects, where each project is a mirror reflecting our inner realities and a bridge to transform our aspirations into tangible actions. Practical takeaways and reflections for this segment. Identify your best work. Take a moment this week to reflect. What projects or ideas truly excite you and align with your deepest values? What is the work that only you can bring into the world? Write it down. Recognize your air sandwich. Which of the 5 challenges, competing priorities, head trash, no realistic plan, too few resources, poor team alignment, resonate most with you when you think about your unfinished best work? Acknowledging them is powerful. Challenge someday. Pick one small aspect of a someday project. What is one tiny action you could take on it this week to prove that someday can actually start now? Converting that idea into a goal gives you a safe shore to swim to. So, you've acknowledged the call to your best work, and you're ready to challenge the someday mentality. But where do you begin when you have a swirl of potential ideas, passions, or problems you want to solve? The next crucial step, as Charlie Gilkey outlines in Start Finishing, is to move from a vague notion to a well-defined, crystal-clear project. This segment is all about choosing what genuinely matters and then shaping it into something actionable. Many of us have a multitude of ideas, but the process of selecting which ones to pursue can be paralyzing. Gilkey emphasizes picking an idea that truly resonates with your values and aspirations. This isn't just about what sounds good or what you think you should do. It's about what lights a fire within you, what feels significant. However, he also brings in a very real concept called thrashing. Thrashing refers to that emotional turmoil, the procrastination, the spinning of wheels we experience when we're on the cusp of committing to important work. It's often driven by our underlying fears, insecurities, and the voice of resistance that asks, "Who am I to do this?" The more an idea matters to us, the more intense this thrashing can be. Recognizing thrashing is key. It's not a sign you're on the wrong path, but often an indicator that you're approaching something deeply meaningful that requires your commitment to push through. Once you've wrestled with your ideas and selected one that truly matters, the next challenge is to prevent it from remaining an abstract wish. Gilkey provides a powerful tool for this, converting your idea into a SMART goal. This acronym stands for simple, meaningful, actionable, realistic, and trackable. Let's break that down. A goal is simple when it's easily understood without needing a lot of external reference. It's meaningful when you can clearly see the importance of completing it, connecting it to your deeper purpose. It's actionable when it specifies the actions needed to accomplish it. It's realistic when it's achievable within your current resource constraints, your time, energy, and skills. And finally, it's trackable when you can quantitatively or qualitatively measure your progress towards it. This framework transforms a fuzzy concept into a clear target. To further refine this, Gilkey suggests steps like verb it, starting your goal statement with a verb to specify what needs to be done. Then, time it. Estimate a reasonable time for completion, and he humorously but wisely advises doubling that estimate to account for common underestimations. And, importantly, check against reality. Ensure the goal remains simple and realistic as you define it. Regular reviews are also essential to ensure the goal remains relevant and achievable as circumstances evolve. Another insightful part of this process is defining what success actually looks like for your project. Gilkey introduces 3 levels. Small success, which is the minimum viable achievement and not usually a cause for big celebration but still progress. Moderate success, where you exceed the minimum and feel a genuine source of pride. And epic success, which greatly exceeds expectations and often requires teamwork and extensive effort. Understanding these levels helps you align your efforts appropriately and manage your own expectations. And a critical point he makes: a goal without a date assigned to it is unlikely to happen. No date equals no finish. Assigning specific start and completion dates creates commitment and accountability. This process of choosing, defining, and committing isn't just about intellectual exercise. It's about giving your best work the structure it needs to come alive. It's about building that safe shore to swim to, so you're not lost in the vast ocean of possibility, but have a clear destination guiding your efforts. Practical takeaways and reflections for this segment. Choose one meaningful idea. Look at your list of potential best work projects. Which one, if you truly committed to it, would make the most significant positive impact on your life or the lives of others right now? Circle it. Smarten your goal. Take that chosen idea and try to frame it as a SMART goal. Write it down. Is it simple, meaningful, actionable, realistic, and trackable? What verb will you use? What's a realistic doubled time frame? Define your success levels. For that SMART goal, what would small, moderate, and epic success look like? This can help you feel accomplishment even in the early stages. Date it. Give your project a tentative start and completion date. Even if it changes, the act of setting it makes it more real. You will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. So, you've pinpointed an idea that truly matters and transformed it into a clear, SMART project. Fantastic. But as Charlie Gilkey powerfully states, you won't just find time for this important work. You must make it. This segment is all about building the practical blueprint for your project success, strategically planning your approach, carving out the necessary space in your life, and assembling a team of supporters. One of the first hurdles in making space is often the sheer overwhelm of a large project. Gilkey introduces essential skills for this: chunking, linking, and sequencing. Chunking means breaking your big project down into smaller, more manageable parts or tasks. Linking involves connecting these chunks logically, understanding how one piece relates to another. And sequencing is about ordering these chunks appropriately along a timeline. He also suggests thinking about time in practical blocks, like year-sized, quarter-sized, month-sized, and even down to 2-hour or 15-minute intervals for specific tasks. This makes the vastness of a project feel less daunting and more approachable. To further manage this, Gilkey presents the project pyramid. This concept helps you visualize how larger projects are actually composed of smaller subprojects and tasks. Understanding this layered structure helps you avoid overwhelm, realistically assess the total scope and time investment needed, and see how completing smaller tasks contributes to the overall goal. He also points out the usefulness of common project vocabulary, using action-oriented verbs to clarify the expected size and scope of project chunks, which aids in effective management. Now, even with projects broken down, how do you avoid spreading yourself too thin? Charlie Gilkey offers the 5 projects rule. This rule advises limiting yourself to no more than 5 active projects within any given time frame, whether that's a year, a quarter, or even a week for smaller scale focus. This isn't about limiting your ambition, but about channeling your energy effectively to ensure focus and, most importantly, completion. Choosing these 5 projects wisely becomes a critical skill in itself, helping to prevent burnout and a feeling of being perpetually overloaded. Once you've prioritized, you need to integrate these projects into your schedule. Gilkey advocates for flattening your schedule into coherent blocks, defining key types. Focus blocks, typically 90 to 120 minutes dedicated to deep, concentrated work on your most important projects. Social blocks for interaction and collaboration. Admin blocks for shorter, supportive tasks like emails or organizing. And critically, recovery blocks for rest and recharging. He suggests aiming for around 3 focus blocks per week to make steady progress on your best work. Balancing these blocks is crucial for maintaining momentum and avoiding creative or administrative bottlenecks. Beyond just scheduling, you need a roadmap. This means moving beyond a simple vertical to-do list to a horizontal, time-based plan. This is where you can truly leverage your innate strengths. Gilkey introduces the Gates framework: genius, your inner creative force; affinities, what you're naturally drawn to; talents, your native skills; expertise, your learned knowledge; and strengths, your overall capabilities. Building your project plan around activities that tap into your gates makes the work flow more easily and increases your chances of getting into that highly productive flow state. Finally, no project thrives in isolation. Charlie Gilkey emphasizes the profound importance of building your success pack. This isn't necessarily a formal team, but a group of people who will be instrumentally involved in helping you push your best work project to done. This pack includes 4 key types of people: guides, who are more experienced individuals offering wisdom and mentorship; peers, those at a similar level who can provide reciprocal support and understanding; supporters, who directly help you with tasks related to the project; and beneficiaries, the people who will ultimately benefit from your completed work. Keeping them in mind provides powerful motivation. Actively defining how each member can assist and maintaining regular communication with them transforms your project from a solo effort into a supported journey and creates vital accountability. Practical takeaways and reflections for this segment. Chunk it down. Take your SMART project and break it into 5 to 7 smaller, high-level chunks or phases. Apply the 5 projects rule. Look at all your current commitments. Are you trying to juggle more than 5 significant projects? If so, what can be paused or delegated to make space for your chosen best work project? Schedule a focus block. This week, identify a 190 to 120-minute slot in your calendar. Label it Focus Block and dedicate it entirely to one chunk of your project. Protect this time. Identify your success pack. Think about your project. Who could be your guide? A peer to share the journey with? A supporter for a specific task? Who are the beneficiaries? Simply identifying them can be a powerful first step. Courage is more important than talent when it comes to finishing what matters most. For courageous action can build talent, but fear keeps us stuck in the confines of yesterday. You've chosen your meaningful project, crafted a SMART goal, and even started to build a plan and make space. But as anyone who has pursued significant work knows, the journey is rarely a straight line. Obstacles, both internal and external, are inevitable. In Start Finishing, Charlie Gilkey dedicates significant attention to understanding and navigating these challenges, which he terms drag points, anything that hinders your project's progress. This segment is about learning to sail your ship, even when storms arise. A major source of drag comes from within, our own self-imposed no-win scenarios. These are limiting narratives we tell ourselves, often unconsciously, that keep us from thriving. Gilkey outlines 3 common ones. First is, the success will wreck my relationships tale, a fear rooted in past experiences or observations where achievement led to strained connections, making us believe that our success will invariably harm our loved ones. Second is the success versus virtue myth, which posits that to be successful, one must compromise core values like integrity, creativity, or generosity. This can lead to a deep-seated fear of pursuing ambition. And third is the what if I can't do it again trap, a particular hurdle for high achievers who fear that past successes were flukes and that they won't be able to replicate them, making them hesitant to fully commit to new endeavors. Addressing these deeply ingrained narratives requires immense courage, conscious boundary setting, and sometimes difficult but necessary conversations with ourselves and those around us. Beyond these internal scenarios, there's the pervasive fear of failure, which often leads us to what Gilkey calls the safe play of mediocrity. We settle for less than our best work because we believe it safeguards us from disappointment. However, this avoidance of risk ultimately stifles growth and prevents us from achieving extraordinary things. The call here is to embrace ambition and refuse to let the fear of stumbling keep you from the pursuit of excellence. Then there are the external drag points. A big one is OPP, other people's priorities. The demands, expectations, and emergencies of others can easily derail our focus from our own important projects. Gilkey doesn't suggest ignoring these entirely, but rather managing them strategically. This involves setting clear boundaries around your time and commitments, looking for ways to integrate OPP into your personal projects if possible, turning potential conflict into cooperation, and learning to say no or not now more effectively. Within the realm of OPP, we also encounter derailers and naysayers. Derailers are often well-meaning people, friends, family, colleagues, whose advice, concerns, or even attempts to help inadvertently throw you off track or add complexity. Naysayers, on the other hand, are those who more actively challenge, dismiss, or criticize your efforts. Managing derailers often involves guiding them on how to provide support that actually aligns with your vision, perhaps by asking for specific types of help or feedback. Dealing with naysayers might require stronger boundaries, limiting your exposure to their negativity, or simply choosing not to engage with their attempts to undermine your confidence. To proactively address potential obstacles before they even arise, Gilkey introduces a powerful tool, the project premortem. This isn't about being pessimistic. It's about being realistic and prepared. A premortem involves imagining that your project has failed and then working backward to identify all the potential reasons why it might have failed. By anticipating these challenges, whether they're resource shortages, unexpected delays, personal crises, or market shifts, you can develop contingency plans and strategies to mitigate these risks from the outset, significantly increasing your chances of successful completion. Navigating these storms isn't about eliminating all difficulty, but about building the resilience, awareness, and strategic responses needed to keep moving forward on the work that matters most. Practical takeaways and reflections for this segment. Identify a no-win scenario. Reflect on your own thought patterns. Do any of Gilkey's 3 no-win scenarios: success wrecks relationships, success versus virtue, can't do it again. Feel familiar? Acknowledging it is the first step to disarming it. Analyze an OPP situation. Think of a recent time when other people's priorities derailed your own work. How could you have set a better boundary or communicated more effectively? Conduct a mini premortem. For your current key project, quickly jot down 3 to 5 things that could potentially derail it. For each, think of one proactive step you could take to prevent or mitigate it. Practice courage. Identify one small action related to your project that feels a little scary or uncomfortable, but you know would move you forward. Commit to doing it this week. The simple act of tracking our progress isn't only proven to increase motivation, but it also improves our sense of fulfillment when we're working on a project. We've talked about choosing the right projects, planning them out, and navigating obstacles. But the bridge between a great plan and a finished project is built with daily, consistent action. This is where true momentum is forged. Charlie Gilkey dedicates a significant portion of Start Finishing to the daily and weekly practices that transform good intentions into tangible progress. As he notes, our daily actions fundamentally shape our lives, and the accumulation of purposeful days is what leads to thriving and finishing what matters. A core principle here is momentum planning. This isn't about creating a rigid, unchangeable schedule, but rather the process of continually making and adjusting plans across various time perspectives, daily, weekly, and monthly. This proactive approach helps you integrate your important projects into the dynamic reality of your work-life schedule. This often involves the May 10th, 15 split method for daily and weekly planning. Perhaps 5 key project focuses for the day or week, 10 minutes for morning planning to set intentions, and 15 minutes for an end-of-day review to assess progress and adjust for tomorrow. This regular rhythm keeps you engaged and adaptable. Your environment also plays a huge role in your daily productivity. Gilkey emphasizes making sure your workspace is working for you. This involves considering factors like sound, quiet or ambient noise, smell, sunlight, comfortable clothing, minimizing clutter, and having adequate space. Monitoring how different environments affect your mood and creativity allows you to tailor a space that truly supports focus. To enhance efficiency within your work blocks, Gilkey discusses batching and stacking. Batching involves grouping similar tasks together and doing them in one dedicated time block. For example, answering all emails at once or making all your calls in one go. This minimizes context switching, which drains mental energy. Stacking refers to doing different yet compatible tasks simultaneously, like listening to an educational podcast while doing routine chores. And what about those tasks you dread? The ones that loom over your to-do list? Gilkey calls these frogs, and he advises addressing them early in the day or batching them. Tackling these unpleasant tasks promptly reduces what he terms the dread-to-work ratio, making your day feel less burdensome and freeing up mental energy for more engaging activities. He also highlights the importance of when before what, prioritizing when you do various tasks based on your natural energy levels and chronotype, whether you're a morning lark or a night owl, rather than just listing what needs to be done. One of the most powerful ways to build and sustain daily momentum is to celebrate small wins. Significant projects take time and often involve setbacks. If you only wait for the final completion to feel a sense of achievement, the journey can feel arduous. Recognizing and acknowledging small accomplishments daily, even just completing one planned task or overcoming a minor hurdle, builds positive reinforcement. This practice counters negative self-assessment and fuels your motivation, reminding you that progress, however small, is still progress. Consistency is further bolstered by creating habits and routines. Habits automate essential behaviors, reducing decision fatigue because you're not constantly deciding what to do next. This frees up mental bandwidth for the more creative and complex aspects of your projects. Building routines, whether for your morning, your work blocks, or your wind down, ensures that tasks flow more smoothly. Finally, to maintain continuity between work sessions, especially on complex projects, Gilkey suggests leaving yourself a crumb trail. This means before you stop working for the day, you make a few notes about where you left off, what your next immediate steps are, or any ideas that were just starting to form. This simple practice minimizes the time and mental energy wasted trying to get back up to speed when you return to the task, allowing you to dive back in and maintain that precious momentum. Practical takeaways and reflections for this segment. Plan your next day. Tonight, before you finish your day, take 10 minutes. Identify your top 1 to 3 priorities for tomorrow related to your key project. Write them down. Identify a frog. What's one task related to your project that you've been avoiding? Schedule a specific, short time block to tackle it first thing tomorrow or early in your workday. Celebrate a small win today. What's one small piece of progress you made today? On any front? Take a moment to acknowledge it consciously. No one is too small. Leave a crumb trail. The next time you stop working on a task you haven't finished, jot down 2 to 3 bullet points about what you were thinking or what the very next action should be. Notice how it feels when you return to it. Failure is inevitable, and if you're not failing and making the occasional bad decision, you're not doing your best work. We've journeyed through identifying what matters, planning strategically, navigating obstacles, and building daily momentum. Now, we arrive at a phase that is often surprisingly neglected, but is absolutely crucial for long-term success and fulfillment. Finishing strong. Charlie Gilkey's Start Finishing doesn't just get you to the finish line, it guides you across it and beyond, ensuring that the completion of one great work fuels the next. When you finally complete a significant project, it often brings a powerful mix of emotions: ecstasy, relief, pride, and sometimes even a little sadness that it's over. Gilkey stresses the profound importance of taking a moment to genuinely celebrate this success. He calls this running a victory lap. This isn't about boastfulness. It's about acknowledging the hard work, dedication, and commitment you invested. More than that, It's about recognizing and honoring the community, your success pack, that supported your effort. Not running your victory lap, he suggests, deprives both you and your community of the chance to share in the joy and acknowledge the collective achievement. These victory laps can take many forms, from a quiet personal reflection and treat, to a casual celebration with friends and family, or even a more structured event, depending on the scale of the project and your preferences. However, many of us hesitate to celebrate, perhaps due to misplaced humility or the fear of appearing self-centered. Gilkey encourages us to reframe this. Sharing accomplishments, when done authentically, can inspire others and strengthen the bonds with those who supported you. It closes a psychological loop and reinforces the value of the effort. After the celebration, and before diving headlong into the next big thing, it's vital to allow for downtime and transition. Just as an athlete needs recovery after a grueling race, you need time to recover from the emotional and sometimes physical intensity of completing significant work. Launching immediately into a new project without this pause can lead to burnout. Planning for a more laid-back transition period, where you consciously reduce your workload or focus on less demanding tasks, helps you manage the project's aftermath and recharge your creative batteries. Part of this effective transition involves what Gilkey calls cat work: cleanup, archive, and trash. After a project is done, take the time to clean up your physical and digital environment related to it. Archive important materials, documents, and learnings that might be valuable for the future. And, importantly, trash what's no longer needed, the outdated drafts, the unnecessary clutter. This process not only creates a clear space for new projects, but also reduces future mental clutter and makes it easier to find what you need when you reference past work. To truly maximize the learning from every completed project, Gilkey advocates for conducting after-action reviews, or AARs. An AAR is a structured reflection process where you assess what went well during the project, what challenges were faced, how they were overcome or not, and what specific lessons were learned. This isn't about assigning blame. It's about fostering continuous improvement. By documenting these insights, you can replicate successes and, crucially, avoid repeating past mistakes in future endeavors, making each subsequent project potentially easier and more fulfilling. Finally, Start Finishing reminds us that each completed project isn't just an endpoint. It's a stepping stone that unlocks new possibilities. It might open doors to new ideas, new communities, new skills, or new insights about yourself and the world. While it's important to recognize that life will often return to a familiar daily routine after a big project, the internal landscape has shifted. You've created something, you've grown, and you've proven to yourself that you can indeed go from idea to done. Celebrating your achievements is vital, but so is returning to your daily practices, ready to embrace the ongoing cycle of creation, contribution, and fulfillment. Practical takeaways and reflections for this segment. Plan a victory lap. Think of a recent accomplishment, big or small. How did you, or didn't you, celebrate it? For your next project completion, plan a specific, meaningful way to acknowledge your effort and thank those who supported you. Schedule transition time. After your next significant project deadline, consciously block out some downtime in your schedule. It doesn't have to be a vacation, just a period of lighter commitment. Practice a mini AR. For a task you completed recently, ask yourself, what went well? What was challenging? What one thing did I learn that I can apply next time? Acknowledge new possibilities. As you finish something, take a moment to consider what new doors or opportunities this completion might have opened, even if they are just internal shifts in confidence or skill. What best work project have you been putting off that Start Finishing might inspire you to tackle? What was your biggest takeaway from Charlie Gilkey's approach? Share your thoughts and commitments in the comments below. Declaring your intentions can be a powerful first step. If this summary has provided you with valuable insights, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into transformative books and ideas, and share it with anyone else in your life who is ready to stop dreaming and start finishing. Thank you for joining me today. Now, go out there, pick that idea that matters, and start finishing. You've got this.